Welcome back to Medical Monday. Today we're going to conclude our discussion on warm weather precautions when we're in the great outdoors. So we're going to talk about some general safety precautions when you're supporting people with intellectual and developmental disabilities outdoors to help make sure that things are safe as possible. So be aware of uneven ground because it increases the risks of tripping and falling. So, pay attention to rocky terrain or sloping terrain because people with varying abilities might be more susceptible to falling than others. Make sure that you and people that you support are wearing proper footwear. You don't want to really wear flip-flops if you're going hiking in the woods. It's not going to be the best thing. So always tailor the footwear to what you're actually doing. Remember that pool areas and areas that are wet can be very slippery, especially areas near rocks or streams. They can get some algae on them that can increase fall risk as well. Know what poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac looks like and avoid those areas because that's no fun for usually 2 or 3 weeks afterwards if you or someone you're supporting should get it. Also be aware of poisonous plants. It's best not to eat anything when you're out in the woods. Just be aware of people that might have a propensity to put things in their mouths or to grab plants and eat them and be extra cautious in those situations. Some people have a lot of allergies, so we need to take that into account as well. They may need an antihistamine or a medication before they go out to make it a little bit more enjoyable. Remember, we talked about heat issues. When the humidity is higher, it's harder for a person to cool off, and they may be more susceptible to things like heat exhaustion and heat stroke. If a person has ill-fitting clothing or shoes, that can increase the risk of blisters, so you need to be aware of those things as well too. You might want to have a little first aid kit on hand to put Band-Aids over blisters and other things like that. But having good fitting shoes and socks and other clothing items can be really helpful as well. Think about the wildlife where you are. Might not be best to go hiking and have a picnic lunch in an area that's full of bears. Just saying. We talked about EpiPens. If you're out there and a person has significant allergies and it was prescribed an EpiPen, we should have at least one, preferably 2, in case another dose needs to be administered with you and that person at all time and know how to use them. And again, it's a good idea to remain in an area that has cell phone coverage should you have an emergency and need to call 911. So, experiencing the great outdoors is part of life. It's something that we all get to do, that we all get to enjoy. But taking proper precautions can make it more enjoyable for all. And we hope that you found these tips and little tidbits of information helpful, and go out and have a great and wonderful time outside.